Today, we are excited to announce a new media partnership with voiceofoc.org, the online nonprofit investigative news agency committed to in-depth coverage of Orange County government and politics. We will be working with them to expand our coverage of Orange County government. We began the partnership with a familiar face to regular viewers on this program. We welcome the Editor-in-Chief for Voice of OC, Norberto Santana. Welcome back, Norberto.
And Greg, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Okay, we got a couple stories we want to get to. Let's start first of all with the Irvine City Council. Majority is going to take the Great Park in a new direction. At least that's the way it looks and sounds. We saw a little bit of Todd Spitzer speaking and a little bit of reaction to that. It's kind of up in the air at this point.
You know, for years, people throughout town have been a little frustrated with the lack of perceived progress out at the Great Park in terms of seeing new amenities. Now a new Republican City Council in Irvine basically took action on that front, canceling a number of high-profile consultant contracts in a very emotional meeting earlier this month.
They cleaned house.
Oh, absolutely. They took out one consultant after another. The minority saw it as a power grab. In the background, Todd Spitzer, a new county supervisor for the area, basically put Irvine city leaders on notice that if they do not make real progress towards putting amenities at that park in a realistic time frame, then he is going to move to mount a ballot initiative to take the Great Park away from Irvine and turn it into the Orange County Great Park.
But it seems like he's preaching to the choir because that's the whole purpose of the takeover in the first place, right?
Well, that's the interesting thing. You're right. I mean, initially when the great airport battle finished in Orange County, county leaders in a sense kind of walked away from the Great Park and left it in Irvine's hands. Now, almost a decade later, they're very frustrated at the lack of progress, and they say that they're standing in the background to take over if they don't like what they see. How that will work remains to be seen. We'll have to see how this new Republican majority on the board moves forward. The minority has said that while you may not see a lot of amenities, nearly 1 million people have come out to the park during special events, and that has been helpful to sort of get the word out there. And we'll have to see throughout this year, but it's certainly going to be, with a lot of developer money at that park, I think it's going to be something that most politicians are very interested in.
The Orange County Democratic Party has a new party chairman, Henry Vandermeyer. What do we know about Henry?
Henry's an amazing guy, a very talented, in a sense, campaign technocrat is kind of, I see him. When you talk to Henry, he kind of almost sounds like an executive director more than a sense of party chairman. However, he's already gotten off to the start, a very good start, raising about $80,000, he was saying. He has a very ambitious plan to increase voter registration, voter outreach, and kind of, again, move the party's infrastructure in a way to match what some of the aspirations of people are when they look at the changing demographics of Orange County and the voter registration numbers. They see that this should be a bluer or at least a more purple county moving forward. Henry certainly seems to be moving the ball forward. If you look at the Central Committee meeting this last week, it was probably the most heavily attended I've seen in years, and there was certainly a lot of energy in the room as he says he is ready to confront the majority here in Orange County.
In our last 30 seconds, let's talk about a homeless shelter being built in the city of Fullerton. What's that all about?
County supervisors finally made some progress on their plan to end homelessness by establishing a full-time shelter in Fullerton. The chairman of the board, Sean Nelson, says that every single supervisor's district will be expected soon to have their own homeless shelter. Certainly attitudes here in Orange County have changed since the police beating death of Kelly Thomas in Fullerton, last year. The idea now is to begin to move forward to these sort of multi-purpose centers, places where people can go and either if they're out of work can get a quick help forward, or if they're facing more serious mental problems can get an assessment that they need. But again, it'll be interesting to see over the year to see how other supervisory districts deal with it.
Very good. Thank you, Norberto. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome.